Hola, soy Jackie Velázquez.
Y soy Nick del Grupo Salvador.
Thrive It nos pidió que nos reunamos no solo para hacer música, sino para compartir a través de la música un mensaje de esperanza, amor y bondad. Queremos darle la bienvenida y darle las gracias por ver. Nuestra esperanza es que sientes bendecidos y animados a lo largo de nuestro tiempo juntos. La música es una manera tan bendita y hermosa de comunicar el amor, también una forma de compartir el amor de los demás. Gracias y ojalá que disfruten.
Entonces ahora vamos a tener la oportunidad de hablar con esta familia preciosa de Nick y Jackie. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. Nos encantaría conocer un poco más de ustedes.
Ay, muchísimas gracias por tenernos. Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes, estar contigo. Este es un evento especial para nosotros, que mucha información, pero ahora en nuestra vida personal tenemos 2 hijos, 2 varones. Pues somos casados.
Sí,
claro.
Sí, claro. Son un matrimonio muy hermoso.
Ay, gracias. Tenemos 14 años de casados.
Ajá, qué bien.
Tenemos los 2 hijos. Y mi hijo, pues nuestro hijo mayor, Sealand, se llama Sealand, con Z.
Sí.
Él tiene 12 años. Y nuestro bebé, el menor, él se llama Soren, con S, Soren. Y él tiene 11 años. Y él es bien gordito. Pero tan chulito, mi bebito. Yes.
Qué bello, qué bello. ¿Cómo es la vida de ser papás? ¿Qué es lo más bonito y qué es lo más difícil?
Oh, pues cuando estuvimos en el pandemic y we had los hijos en la casa con escuela, eso fue bien loco y bien difícil para mamá, pero la cosa que me enseñó y mis hijos me enseñó, ellos me doy la oportunidad de ver el amor en una manera completamente diferente, una manera que es un fraction de la manera que Dios ama a nosotros.
Entiendo.
When I see them, when I look at them, cuando mira mis hijos, estoy como, no puedo expresar tan, como I love you, it's amazing. Es increíble.
Bueno. Yo creo que la pandemia trajo cosas muy buenas, como la que acabas de mencionar, tener esa intimidad con tus niños y experimentar un capítulo que capaz nunca pensaron, el capítulo de ser un profesor, ¿verdad?
Oh, yes.
Sí, volviste a la escuela. Qué bien, qué bien. Y cuéntame, ¿qué has hecho, Jackie, en todos estos años? Tus canciones son hermosas.
Ay, gracias.
Tus canciones tienen una palabra muy bonita, la letra me lleva al cielo a comunicarme con Dios, y también canciones de amor muy bellas. Cuéntame, ¿cómo has estado todos estos años? ¿Qué ha pasado con Jackie?
Pues este año, estos 2 años pasados, yo tenía un disco que se llama Trust, grabó un disco que se llama Trust, es un disco en inglés y en español.
Confianza,
confío, Trust en inglés y confío en español. Y eso sale en 2017. Y ahora también tengo películas que apenas salen. Y también, pues, lo más, para mí, mi enfocar, personalmente, mi enfocar era mi esposo, ser esposa y mis hijos, porque solo tenemos 1 año más en elementary school con mi hijo menor. Estoy como, yo quería disfrutar este tiempo de su vida, porque eso nunca va a pasar.
Exacto. Y los hijos son temporales en nuestra vida, muy temporales. Nick, ¿Qué ha sido difícil de ser papá?
What's difficult about being a dad?
The difficulty is not necessarily what we control in the house.
Claro.
Right. It's dealing with everything that comes in from the outside, the things that I can't control. That's the most difficult right now. Television and media have found their way into every home in America, and it's been difficult to have little boys to explain everything to them.
Entonces, Nick, si es verdad, toda la influencia de los medios sociales impactan a nuestros niños en nuestros hogares y hay muchas explicaciones que dar a estos niños. ¿Qué explicación le das a un niño cuando ve algo que no debería ver por su corta edad?
Some of the things that we have been noticing, and all over the world, there's an idea of self-help, love everyone. That sounds really good on the surface, but I've been explaining to my sons that the Bible that we believe in basically tells us that we can't help ourselves. Only Christ has strength. Only God gives us wisdom. And because of that, my sons, I think they feel really secure in the idea that we can go to God only. There's not enough programs or not enough things going on in the world to help them truly inside their hearts. And so one of the things we're able to explain, and I constantly ask them very simply, you understand that when we pray to God, He hears us. When we ask Him for things, He loves us, so He wants to give us good things. And we've been able to find ourselves in situations a lot where we're able to say we're believing for something, God will answer, and then we're able to talk to them about it and say, look what God did. And so for a child to explain to them faith is real difficult.
And especially, our oldest son is autistic. So to explain to an autistic child the love of God and explain who God is, Jesus Christ died on the cross, that's really literal. He takes things so literal. How can he tangibly, really understand this if he can't touch it, taste it, or feel it? Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go ahead, continue.
No, it's okay. But one of the beautiful things is to be able to explain as we pray. Recently, my little one, I asked him to pray for something in the morning. By the time he came back from school, it had happened. And when it happened, it was a big thing. And I got a chance to be able to sit with him and say, do you see what happens when we pray and we are really honest about what we want with the Lord, and God sees it, our faith? Do you see what happens? I'm not saying we just every single day we can ask for toys.
He can't
or we
pray
can
for a
ask
Switch or something and
we
get
could ask
a
for
Switch.
pizza. He could ask for pizza every day, but he can't have that. It's unhealthy for him. But there are things in his life that he's prayed for that have come true. And to be able to look back on those things it's been really amazing to be a daddy, to be able to see those things.
Qué bello, así es. Y de verdad que nuestro Dios escucha todas nuestras oraciones, las oraciones de los pequeños. Mi hija también, creciendo, ella tenía sus oraciones. Una vez perdió un juguete en una tienda, era un juguete nuevo.
Okay.
Y le dije que no lo lleve a la tienda, pues no me hizo caso, lo llevó, lo dejó en la tienda. Manejamos un poco y dice, mamá, dejé el juguete en la tienda, por favor para el carro que vamos a orar y le vamos a pedir a Dios que nos devuelva el juguete.
Okay.
Entonces yo dije, ok, yo creo que Dios, todas las oraciones son válidas para nuestro Señor.
Sí.
Y volvimos y el juguete era un Game Boy. ¿Se acuerdan de los Game Boys?
Claro que sí. Sí.
Sí, ok. Entonces encontramos el Game Boy, una persona lo encontró en la tienda y lo entregó en la parte de servicio al cliente y lo encontramos.
Wow.
Entonces es grandioso ver cómo nuestros niños pequeños tienen sus oraciones de niños y nuestro Señor los ayuda y construye su fe.
Wow.
Es muy importante.
Es cierto.
Sí.
Yep.
Bueno, y ustedes son músicos los dos, ¿verdad?
Pues a veces.
Pues qué humildad. Muy humilde, Jackie.
No, estoy ahora, siento que la única cosa que he hecho es cocinar. Siento como una maid y cocinado y todo. Todo eso.
Está bien, es un buen capítulo sirviendo a tu familia.
Es cierto. Estoy cuidando a mis niños. Ellos quieren comer 3 meals cada día.
3 comidas.
3 comidas
hechas
con
por mamá.
snacks
Plus
as
snacks.
well. Con
Plus
snacks.
Qué bien, qué bien.
Estoy como, ¿cómo? ¿Qué es eso? No entiendo. Ok, go ahead.
Sí, y Nick también eres un amante de la música, tienes tu grupo Salvador y ustedes han estado juntos hace tiempo haciendo música, ¿verdad?
Yeah, for quite a while.
Just a little bit. We've been
We enjoy traveling together.
we enjoy traveling, and we've been just trying to figure out also what the Lord has given us to do right now. We're in a season of what'd you say?
No, go ahead.
It's okay. You can interrupt.
Well, currently, it was something I had told God I would never do. Something I was like, no, God, I'm never going to do that. Or what does God do when you say never?
We are currently helping at a
Gotta
at
be
a
careful
church.
with that.
This church where we're sitting. It's a new church merger, and we feel called to serve a young pastor in the area that we believe that God was giving us an opportunity to be able to align ourselves with him, and we believe in what he believes in, that the world is dying without Jesus Christ. And it was pretty simple. We've had real complicated lives. We've had lots of music and lots of traveling and lots of things that we've done. But the simple truth is that the world needs Jesus Christ. And because of that, we felt that we could align ourselves with him and we could just go win people for the Lord. And so we're here helping, serving as many people as we can. We don't come to the church to sing and play, although that's part of it. We're actually here to serve people in some way. And it's been a blessing. It's blessed us more than it's blessed them. So thank you.
Absolutamente.
It's been an incredible experience. It's something I never thought in a billion years I would ever do, be on staff at a church. And we are. So
Es increíble cómo el Señor abre puertas y el Señor vino a no a ser servido. Él vino a servir, si Él es el Rey de Reyes y el Señor de Señores.
Yep.
Y si Él lo hizo, ¿por qué nosotros no, verdad? Y creo que el llamado del Señor es un llamado que no podemos negarlo, y pues les deseo lo mejor en este nuevo capítulo de servicio que tienen.
Gracias.
Para
Thank
que
you.
siga creciendo esta iglesia y sigan compartiendo las buenas nuevas con el Señor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Entonces ahora cuéntenme, ustedes saben dónde trabajo yo, ¿verdad?
Yes, yes.
Trabajo para Thrivent.
Sí.
Yeah.
Ok, me gustaría que me cuenten, ¿han escuchado de nosotros? ¿Qué saben ustedes de Thrivent?
Well, you guys gave me a shirt and I read it.
Ok.
Advice, investments, or invest, charitable, charity.
Yeah,
giving.
charity. Ajá.
There are like 3 other things that you guys provide people with.
Banca,
Banking.
banking.
And then
Insurance.
Yes, okay.
Seguros.
Yes.
Yeah.
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Qué más saben?
I did some research. It is new to us, but I was blown away by the fact that a company of this stature, a
Fortune 500.
company, would lend itself to the idea of teaching people how to give things away. I think about my parents and my mom and dad being such hardworking people. And just remembering all these years, my dad, how generous my father was. And things like that are learned from an early age. You learn how someone is kind or someone is compassionate. And we have all of these personality types now to show us what we are. And the truth of the matter is, you sort of look around at your parents and the things that they may have done when you were younger, and that'll tell you also a lot who you are. It doesn't mean it was always good or always perfect, but they have a big part to do with who you are. My dad and mom were very generous people, even though they didn't have a lot. And but after my dad was a hard worker, And they became ministers of a church, and I also saw them work really, really hard in that. And then I also saw them become more kind as they went along. As much as they would get, they would give away. And to this day, I would tell people all the time, my dad holds everything with an open hand. And he's older now and things like that. But I look at my dad and I think the kindness of being able to give to someone that's in need. I think about my little boys, and I think about the fact that nothing's sweeter than watching my sons share with each other. So to think that there's a company building relationships with people to teach and to help them share with God's children, this is amazing. And I think that I would probably be in good company to say it just sounds almost too good to be true. But after doing some research and seeing some of the testimonies of some of the things going on out there, I was blown away by what's going on there at Thrive. And so we're just honored that they've asked us to come be part of this evening so that way we can share that message and understand that in the Bible, it talks about God using the things that people give from their heart to bless others. There is the story of the woman that gave 2 coins that were even less than a penny.
Everything she had.
Everything she had, but
that's what it was.
How she pushed, I like to use this term, she pushed everything into the middle.
To the middle.
She pushed everything to the middle and said, Lord, you can have all that I have. Yeah. And I even think about when Jesus was hanging with his disciples, and how the woman gave of her alabaster jar and broke it. It was very valuable. And they immediately said, you could have used this for the poor. And Jesus told them, yes, that's true. But she is honoring me with this valuable thing because as the son, she's basically blessing me to bless Jesus. So I think that even now, as believers, we begin to live our lives. We can live our lives open-handedly like that. And as we bless someone, it's like blessing Jesus. Right. He gave us that example. Exactly. And so reading some of this stuff, it is really, really humbling. And as a Hispanic American, my mom and dad have taught me that I can do anything here. And I can be a business owner. I can go to college. I can do all these things. And because of that, I believe that God has allowed us to be able to have some things so we can be generous with more things. And so, but yeah.
Las bendiciones que el Señor nos da es nuestra responsabilidad ser buenos administradores de nuestro dinero.
Yes.
Eso es lo que también aprendemos. ¿Se acuerdan de la parábola de los talentos? Cuando hubo ¿qué pasó con el que el Señor recibió un talento y dijo, no lo pusiste ni siquiera al banco para que gane interés? Entonces, verdad que es importante educarnos, cómo ser buenos administradores de todas estas bendiciones que el Señor nos da, porque a la final vamos a tener que rendir cuentas al Señor. Y gracias a esto, pues podemos bendecir a otras personas también, tener la vida que nosotros querramos tener.
Ay, gracias.
Nick, tienes una organización sin ánimo de lucro. Sabemos que son una gente muy generosa, ustedes también. Nos encantaría escuchar de este proyecto que tienes. Cuéntanos.
Well, I have a chance to partner with some beautiful people, and we work kind of mostly in Central America, mostly in Honduras and Guatemala. And I've been doing this for a long time behind the scenes. And although my band got a chance to travel and my wife got a chance to travel a lot, and I say we work together towards something, it's been really great because she supports me and allows me to be able to go and see projects and things like that. And so I've done this for a long time, but just recently it's become a much bigger part of my life. And some of the people that we partner with, building homes, medical clinics, also micro loans and things like that. But one of the beautiful things that we've been able to partner with is a school called the Jungle School in Guatemala. It's a small area of the world, but there is a lady from Indiana that moved down there to become a missionary. And we have partnered with her over the last 4 or 5 years. And they have a school of about 400 children. When I call it the Jungle School, it's with the name of it. It's not because of where it's in the jungle. It's in it's an area called Florence in Guatemala. It's very far outside of Guatemala City, and it truly is in the jungle. And because we've been able to partner with them through so many projects, their organizations is called Hearts in Action, but it's the Jungle School. And it's the only one. You can look it up. It's really, really beautiful. And that's our friend Suzanne. And they're such a wonderful family who have chosen to give up their life in the United States and move there forever.
It's amazing.
And speaking of using their influence and their wealth, they've sold everything here.
Oh, wow.
And they've moved it all there.
They're walking in obedience. They felt called.
Hablando de vida de servicio, ¿no?
Yeah.
Darlo todo por algo que no tiene precio. Bueno, pues gracias por compartir. Hablando de la generosidad de Thrivent, nuestros clientes tienen la posibilidad, y me dirijo a los clientes que están escuchándonos, que si ustedes tienen estos dólares que nosotros podemos poner en la organización, ¿tu organización se llama cómo?
My organization is called the Salvador Foundation.
La Fundación El Salvador.
Yo creo que es muy fácil.
Okay, muy fácil. Muy fácil, ¿verdad?
But you've partnered with.
But the organization is called the Jungle School, Hearts in Action.
Okay.
Hearts in
Corazones
Action.
en Acción.
Ya, entonces vamos a dejarles saber cuál es, que tiene más bien dicho la posibilidad de dar esos dólares a la Fundación de Nick para que ustedes puedan ayudar a hacer el reino del Señor, a expandirlo y ayudar a estos pequeños a que se eduquen. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.